Hi everyone. First of all, I would like to thank those who have followed my video last week in this session of Yoga Beyond the Mat. This week I would like to focus on a part of yoga that is extremely important but also very difficult. That is meditation. When I had to meditate in part of my teacher training, I struggled, I have to admit. I could not stand, I had aches in my body, the mind was full of new thoughts, and it was very hard for me keep them away and try to focus on the present moment. For me, meditation is like running. You don't start running 10 kilometers all of a sudden, maybe even 5. You have to start step by step. Also, when you run, you may start with 1 kilometer, then you have to stop, then you start again, and each time you can improve step by step. And this is also my opinion on how we should approach meditation. I found a book in the last days when I was going through all the books that I have about yoga, and it's a book by Jack Kornfield, Meditation for Beginners, that I found very useful when I approached meditation. I still follow it, and I hope I can share my experience with you and that this experience can be useful. So let's start. The Russian author Alexander Solzhenitsyn has written that the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. It is not as if only others have anger, fear, and hatred, and greed and aggression. It is not someone else who is the cause of all the problems in the world, but it is the nature of all us together. So it is very important task in meditation to learn how to be with the most powerful energies of our own being and find some compassion, mindfulness, and openness in the midst of all our feelings and emotions. We have so many opinions about what is good and what is not, but we really never know. Sometimes fully experiencing an emotion we think we should avoid, like anger or resentment, turns out to be the opening to the very lesson we need to learn. For instance, when you really study your anger deeply and learn to accept it without judgment, this can be the first step toward an understanding of what it brings a very deep movement toward forgiveness. The first feeling that many people experience in meditation is desire or the wanting mind. It is sometimes called if only the mind. You're sitting there following your breath, and all of a sudden your mind says, if only I had something to eat, or if only it was warmer, or if only it was cooler. If only I had a nicer, more comfortable meditation pillow. The problem with the wanting mind is that even if you get what you think you want, it does not stop. It says, all right, I've got a nice cat, but I need more money. It is always something that we don't have in the present moment, something that we want to obtain in order to satisfy our longing. The way to work with desire in meditation is the same way we work with your body sensation. It's not very useful to suppress it because when you do, it comes out in some other ways. On the other hand, you don't want to act on it either. What you can do is to begin to use your desire for insight and understanding, and to learn from your desire how to find some freedom in your relationship with it. So when desire arises, you can sit and name it as wanting, wanting, or desire, desire. You can examine it in order to feel what is alike. In meditation, perhaps for the first time in your life, you are not going to try to fulfill your desire, but you are going to sit and feel it as it comes out. You will watch it arise, you will feel it what it's like in your body, and you will name it. Eventually, it will pass away, and then you will see the next things rising up. You will begin to see desire impermanent nature, and you will also realize that you do not have act or every thought or desire. You will learn that you can choose from many possibilities of how to respond to the desire when it arises, and you can discover a new kind of freedom where you do not have to follow your desire, but you can choose to behave in new ways and respond to your desire. So you are sitting and feeling your breath quite naturally, and all of a sudden your mind says, I don't like this. I don't want that. I want to go away. I hate that. You are beginning to feel the resistance of the mind, which is the opposite of the wanting mind. In the same way, we can bow to this great force in our lives. Here's the wanting mind, and now here comes its opposite: aversion, anger, and fear. The aspects of mind that judge or push away our experiences. When you notice an emotion like anger rising, you might also try to identify the quality that is there just before the anger. Right before anger arises, there's often a sense of hurt or fear or loss. When you can feel that, you can notice how little compassion or kindness you have for yourself and the others. When we feel fear, or when we feel pain, or when we feel hurt, our response is often of anger. What is most healing is to acknowledge the anger and to notice what causes it and to hold that in our attention. Fear is another emotion that many of us would like to avoid, or that we believe we shouldn't be experiencing. When you meditate and fear arises, you can use processes that you have learned during your meditation path. You sit and note fear, fear, fear. When you sit with fear and name it, sometimes you will begin to feel what it's like in your body. How does it affect your breathing? Does it make your mind bigger or smaller? Then one day you will be sitting and fear will arise, and you feel it and recognize it and think, okay, that's fear. I recognize it. Welcome back. Then it is as if fear becomes one of your friends. Another common experience that arises during meditation is the doubt. I cannot do this, it's too hard to stay still, or my mind is always wandering, I'm too young, I should wait until I'm older, or I'm too old, I should have started when I was younger. You may decide that this is the wrong kind of meditation. All of these thoughts say, I cannot be where I actually am. I need to be different somehow. What can you do when you experience the doubt? You can simply bow to it. Oh, there is a doubting mind. Everyone has it. You can watch the doubting mind as it comes and goes. As you sit, you will experience not only these difficulties, but also feelings of love, happiness, bliss, and rapture. And you can name this as well: love, happiness, bliss, and rapture. The point is not to suppress them, but to open to what is there with awareness, wisdom, and kindness. We have cut ourselves off from so much life, and we begin to understand this through the process of meditation and paying attention. Now, one thing that you will notice when you are labeling the moods and emotions as they come is that they don't last very long. Thoughts come in and out very quickly. Thought generally lasts just few seconds. Body sensations tend to be a little slower. Moods are in the middle. For the most part, they are about 2 or 3 different feelings per minute. If you are labeling your feelings, you will notice that a feeling will rarely last long enough to label it 15 times before another feeling will arise. Well, sit in a way now where you feel comfortable, erect and stable. Let your eyes close, or leave them slightly open, but looking down. In meditation, you will continue to work with the breath and your central object of attention, feeling as careful as you can the actual sensation of the breath. When your body sensations are strong, you can name them in itching, tingling, hot, cold pain, or whatever. When sounds arise and interrupt you, like something coming from the outside, then you can note those hearing. It is important not to create a story about whatever they are good or bad noises, but just to know the act of hearing until the noises pass away and you can return to the breath. During meditation, we will see that we can also recognize the arrival of any strong moods or feeling like love, desire, anger, contentment, restlessness, doubt, or bliss. When you notice the arrival of any strong mood, let go to the breath and feel them as fully as you can. Experience what the individual emotions and feelings are like, such as wanting, rapture, or fear, and name them softly as long as they are present. Try to stay with them as long as they are there. Then, when the feeling passes, return to the next breath. When one mood passes, try to be aware of the next feeling that is present, that is happening now. Peaceful might turn into your calm, or sadness might turn into fear. Through it all, try to remain centered with your breath, your body, any sounds you become conscious of, and the movement of your heart. And also, if I may say, after your meditation, if you still feel some tension in you and your body, especially in this part of the body around your brain, try to do some movement like opening the mouth, opening your eyes, raising out, tongue out. Make any movement that you might feel funny at the beginning, but they can help you to release. Thank you for your attention through these days. Keep always a positive approach to life, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.